What would you do if the woman you swore to cherish was secretly tearing your life apart, piece by agonizing piece? I never thought I'd find myself staring at a glowing phone screen at 2 a.m., words like a physical blow. The message wasn't for me. It was from a number I didn't recognize, sent to my wife. Sarah, my heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat of disbelief and dawning horror. The air in our bedroom, usually a sanctuary, suddenly felt thin, suffocating. I could hear her soft, even breathing beside me, a sound that now felt like a cruel mockery. My world, built on trust and shared dreams, was crumbling, and this was just the first crack. The humiliation hit me first, a wave of nausea that threatened to drown me. Sarah, my beautiful, vivacious Sarah, had been my anchor for 15 years. We'd built a life in Dallas, Texas, a comfortable home in Preston Hollow, 2 bright kids. But that night, as I scrolled through more messages, each one a fresh stab, the text spoke of clandestine meetings at the Omni Dallas Hotel, hushed calls, and a casual disregard for my feelings that made my blood run cold. She was arrogant, deceptive, selfish, everything I never thought she could be. Over the next few weeks, a strange behavior pattern emerged. Sarah, usually meticulous about her phone, started taking it everywhere, even to the bathroom. Her explanations for late nights became increasingly vague, peppered with details that didn't align. A new perfume, a scent I didn't recognize, lingered on her clothes. My gut, once a reliable compass, was now a churning vortex of suspicion. The discovery was slow, agonizing, like pulling a splinter out with rusty tweezers. One afternoon, while she was showering, her phone buzzed with a notification. A text from work meeting. My hand trembled as I opened it. It wasn't a work meeting. It was a photo of a man, a smug, handsome man. His arm around Sarah, both of them laughing in what looked like a private booth at a restaurant on McKinney Avenue. The caption read, "Another perfect lunch, my love. Can't wait for our weekend getaway." My vision blurred. The man I later learned was Mark Jensen, a senior partner at a rival firm, a man whose reputation for predatory charm preceded him. He was everything I wasn't. Flashy, overtly confident, and now, apparently, sleeping with my wife. Sarah, meanwhile, became a master manipulator. When I tried to gently probe, she'd turn it around, accusing me of being insecure, controlling, paranoid. "You're imagining things, David," she'd say, her voice dripping with feigned concern, her eyes cold and distant. "Maybe you're just stressed from work." She'd gaslight me, making me question my own sanity, making me feel like the villain. The emotional abuse was subtle, insidious, chipping away at my self-worth until I felt like a hollowed-out shell. She and Mark, in their twisted bubble of deceit, felt untouchable, their secret world impenetrable. I broke down, truly broke down, one rainy Tuesday night in my home office. The kids were asleep. Sarah was out with friends, likely with him. I sat there, staring at the framed photo of our wedding day, her radiant smile, my hopeful eyes. It felt like a lifetime ago. The betrayal was a physical weight, crushing me. I cried until my eyes were raw, until there were no more tears left. But in that emptiness, a cold, hard resolve began to form. The loyal husband died that night. In his place, a strategist was born. My revenge began quietly, meticulously. I started gathering proof. I installed discrete cameras in the house, focusing on entry points and common areas. I hired a private investigator, a former NYPD detective named Frank Miller, operating out of a nondescript office in a strip mall off Beltline Road. Frank was a ghost. He tracked Sarah's movements, documented her rendezvous with Mark at various upscale hotels. The Jewel, Hotel Zaza, and even a secluded Airbnb in Austin provided me with time-stamped photos, video footage, and detailed reports of their illicit activities. I collected bank statements, credit card bills showing lavish gifts Mark bought her, and even a recording of a phone call where Sarah openly discussed her plans to leave me, laughing about how icily she was manipulating my emotions. Each piece of evidence was a brick in the wall I was building around her, a wall that would eventually collapse on her. Then came the traps. I subtly shifted assets, ensuring that in a divorce, she would receive far less. I consulted with a sharp, no-nonsense family lawyer, Ms. Evelyn Reed, whose office overlooked the bustling streets of downtown Dallas. She helped me understand the legal landscape. But my plan went beyond mere divorce. I wanted to expose her, to shatter her carefully constructed facade. I anonymously tipped off a local investigative journalist, hinting at a story involving a prominent local businessman and a married woman. I didn't give names, just enough breadcrumbs. The public exposure was brutal, swift, and utterly devastating. The journalist broke the story. It wasn't just about the affair. It was about Sarah's misuse of company funds. A small, almost undetectable amount I had subtly guided her towards, knowing her greed would take over. The article detailed the affair, the financial impropriety, and painted Sarah as a calculating, deceitful woman. Her carefully cultivated image as a pillar of the community, a devoted wife and mother, shattered. Her friends abandoned her. Her social circle evaporated. The legal fallout was even worse. The company launched an investigation. The evidence I had meticulously gathered, now presented by Ms. Reed, was irrefutable. Sarah was not only fired but faced embezzlement charges. The arrest warrant, when it finally came, listed her not just as a suspect but as a co-conspirator with Mark Jensen, who was also implicated in the financial scheme. I heard she started crying when she saw that warrant. The reality of her choices finally crashing down. Mark, the smug affair partner, turned cowardly, trying to cut a deal, throwing Sarah under the bus. It was too late for both of them. I watched from a distance as her world imploded. The house, once filled with her laughter, became a silent monument to my pain and her downfall. The kids, shielded as much as possible, eventually understood the truth, their innocent eyes now holding a flicker of disappointment when they spoke of their mother. I never gloated, never celebrated. There was no joy in the destruction, only a quiet, haunting sense of completion. The silence that followed was the loudest sound I had ever heard. The end.